Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Chris, and today we have the first video in a new series I'm going to be doing for Sandstorm on all the different classes and how to actually play them properly. Today we're going over the Rifleman. It's the most basic, straightforward class there is in Sandstorm. I'll give you guys some tips and tricks on how to actually play the Rifleman effectively, and on top of that, I'll give you guys my recommended loadout for the class. By the way, guys, before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that I just opened up my Discord to the public. So if you want to hang out and make some new friends, play some games, hop on over to the Discord. The link's in the description. So as a Rifleman, you're actually the best all-around fighter on your entire team. You're really strong at attacking, you're really strong at defending, and you can do both of those things at really close or really far distances. And because you're capable of pretty much fighting from anywhere, your main focus really should be getting in that objective no matter, what game mode it is you're playing. Your primary focus as a Rifleman really is to be the sole person to be fighting for the objective. Every other class can fight for the objective, but as a Rifleman, that is your one and only job. You are quite literally the main fighting force for your team, and you should be in the thick of it as much as possible. In my previous tips and tricks videos, I did actually mention that playing the objective is more important than getting kills. That's still completely true, but as a Rifleman, you actually really need to be racking up as many kills as you can while you're attacking or defending the objective at the same time. You're the most capable class for actually racking up a ton of kills and also preventing the enemy from fighting back. If you can completely wipe an enemy team multiple waves over, you will make it very easy for your team to win. So on top of being the most capable fighter on the team, the Rifleman is also the most versatile fighter on the team. One of the best things to do as a Rifleman is to actually help fill in gaps where your team might be lacking. So you have access to smoke launchers, powerful optics. If your demolitions guy or your observer, for example, is not doing a good job of laying down long range smoke, you have access to a smoke launcher and you should absolutely use it. If you notice that your marksmen are not doing a good job of holding down a lane or preventing people from flooding into a certain area, you have optics that can reach out pretty far. Yeah, they're 4x optics. They're not, sniper optics by chance, but a 4x on the size of Insurgency Sandstorm maps, pretty effective. You can kill anyone from anywhere. Now, when it comes to helping a class like the Gunner, for example, you're not really gonna accomplish much. You don't really have suppression capabilities, but that doesn't matter because you should be in the shit and killing people anyway, so don't worry about them. Also, since your main job is to be killing the enemies, you should always bring frags. Always bring frags, always bring smokes. You also have access to incendiaries and Molotovs. Those are also very helpful for area denial. But yeah, frags are always a must. Sometimes, depending on what map or what game mode I'm playing, I'll bring 2 frags, and then I'll just have the smoke launcher on my actual rifle, so I don't need to worry about that. Frags, absolutely lethal. You need to bring them as a Rifleman. That's not something you can really compromise. If you're going in as a Rifleman with no frags, I don't know, man, that's like walking out into public naked. You just shouldn't do it. And that pretty much sums it up on how to be a Rifleman. Like I said, it's very basic, it's very straightforward, really easy to grasp. As you play the game longer, you'll get accustomed to the different maps, how different weapons handle and all that, and then you'll just naturally be more aggressive. As a Rifleman, aggression is definitely on your side. If you are playing passively, yeah, you can help, especially if you're supplementing the marksman, doing long range shit. But yeah, aggression is definitely the way to go if you're playing a Rifleman. With all that being said, let's go over my recommended loadout for the Rifleman. So my Rifleman loadouts are usually pretty basic. They don't need to be complicated at all. It's really straightforward, just like the rest of the class. So for me, I'll typically rock any rifle, all of them are good, with 1 or 2 times optics. I usually like the ones where you can flip back and forth, like the magnifiers, sights with backup sights, stuff like that. Sometimes I'll go up to a 4x if I'm needing the help with long range stuff, but I make sure that I always have that 1x option. Secondly, most of the time I do pack the smoke launcher on the actual rifle just to help with launching smoke far away rather than just carrying regular smoke grenades. That really helps, especially if you're attacking and you need to get into an objective area. Next, I always bring a pistol, even if it's the cheapest one or the free one, because you're going to be fighting so often. You don't want to get caught on a reload and not have anything to protect yourself with, so always pack a pistol. Like I mentioned earlier, always bring frags, at least 1. So if you're gonna bring any grenades, make sure the first one you pick is a frag. Other than that, bring smoke grenades if you're not using a smoke launcher. And if you need to, you know, deny an area from enemies at all, bring incendiaries, bring Molotovs. However, for me personally, I like to bring frags and smokes as much as possible. Next, armor. Armor's pretty optional. Like I mentioned in a previous video, it's not super useful in Sandstorm, but there are the times where it can save you from like one bullet or one explosion. So I always bring a light carrier, or sorry, light armor. One, because I think it looks cool. That's dumb as that is. But also, yeah, it does help in some cases, and I usually do have like the extra point for it anyway. Next is the light carrier. I always bring a small backpack with me, just so I do have all that ammo with me and the option to carry 2 grenades as well. Last is a gas mask. You are always going to need a gas mask as a rifleman because you are always going to be fighting inside the objective. Guaranteed there are going to be smokes all around that objective, and you don't want to be coughing up a lung and giving your position away when people are also trying to get in there. So bring a gas mask. That's about it, guys. Like I said, the Rifleman is a very straightforward, very easy class to get to grips with. Especially as a beginner, I would highly recommend playing as a Rifleman for a good amount of time while you get used to the game. But yeah, there's really nothing else much to say about the Rifleman. Pretty easy. If you guys enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate if you hit that like button and also that subscribe button. Like I mentioned earlier, this is going to be a new series, so we're going to go over all the different classes in the game. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.